Hi, I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum, live in person in Vancouver, which is exciting. Nice to see you in person, Colin.
It's great to be here, yeah.
And great to be able to chat with you, with the audience, about ValOre's old new direction. ValOre used to be KVLQF Energy, and you all used to focus on the Angelac uranium asset, which is a fantastic uranium project up in Nunavut. Then the uranium market was terrible and there was no opportunity to do anything there. So you pivoted and got a different asset down in Brazil, which is also a very valuable thing. Mm-hmm. But now uranium is back. So you get to return to Angelac. So I think I'd love it if you could take us through all of the work that KVLQF did previously. And so what you therefore know about how to find uranium, the success that you had finding uranium. Can you tell us what you did before?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the Angelac property is big. It's over 55,000 hectares. It's basically staked around the margin of the Anjikuni Basin, which is a sub-basin to the Athabasca. Right. So in terms of exploration methodologies, deposit models, it's very much the same as Saskatchewan. So geophysics is critical for a big land package like that to hone in on, these are structurally controlled uranium systems, so they light up really well on electromagnetics. So ground VLF is something that we used very critically for drill targeting. And so, geologically, we know really where to go on the margin of the basin. And so once that's followed up with good ground geophysics, ground VLF-AM, we can see these conductors light up. They're these beautiful linear magenta anomalies. And then the next logical step is soils. You run, perpendicular soil lines over the conductors, and sure enough, there's a ton of uranium up there. So we get a lot of great anomalies, and then we step down, dip, and drill the thing.
Right.
So that really was the backbone that led to, expansion of the resource by 200% from 2011 to 2013.
And I mean that stands out, and is worth looking at a little bit more. Like a 200% expansion of the resource. Sure, it was small to start with, so like it's easier to have big percentage expansions when it's small to start with, but it also, in just a 2-year time frame, speaks to the success that you had just using that targeting methodology. And so talk a bit about where you now see going forward. I know you guys are doing a lot of work and you haven't spoken yet about a defined drill program, which isn't going to happen until next summer anyways, so fair enough. But talk a bit about where you're excited to go, like what you're excited to go and do now that you get to go back up to Angelac.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, on our website, you can see a deck, and it shows, for example, a 3D view of the block model of Angelac. But in addition to that, there's a property scale map that shows the pre-resource targets. Right. These aren't just soil anomalies. They aren't just conductors. These are targets that we've drilled. Yeah. We've hit analogous systems to LAC 50, but they just lack the drill density at present to incorporate into a resource. So, I think the program will be multifaceted in the sense that there's extensive openness within LAC 50, down plunge, along strike, but there's also there's at least a dozen conductors in which we've drilled, we've hit.
A dozen that you've already drilled and hit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and some of them, you can see in the ground geophysics, they're parallel structures to LAC 50. Some of them are within a few kilometers. Some of them are 45 kilometers away on the other side of the basin. So, it's a very, very target-rich environment, and you have to be very efficient with your drill bit when you're up there because it's a short season and the meters are expensive. So, I think of the 90,000 meters that have been drilled, about 60,000 meters are in LAC 50. Right. So there's there's fairly limited drilling elsewhere on the property, and so that there's a multifaceted drill program characterization will be key next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit topical, can we just talk about your relationship? You guys have been present at Angelac for a long time. So you have relationships with the local First Nations up there. Do you want to just talk about that? Because it's a bit of a topic du jour.
Yeah, no, fair enough. And yeah, I mean, the relationship has always been very, very positive. We were one of the first companies to sign an agreement with NTI up there, which is the Inuit Association with Mineral Exploration. In addition to that, the LAC 50 resource itself is on IOL, which is Inuit-owned land. So they're quite invested in the advancement of this project for obvious reasons. And so, you can't operate up there without having a pretty safe and positive relationship with, the Aboriginals. So it's critical for us going forward.
For sure.
Yeah.
The market is obviously keen to see you back up there. You announced a flow-through financing that got upsized like within 24 hours, and I know people got cut back. So now you're going to have a good bank account to go up there and attack this thing next summer.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you need it. You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's short seasons. It's different than Brazil where you can drive to the drill rig.
Yeah.
You know, this is heli supported. This is a
Yeah.
big piece of land. And so you really have to, you know, you need a program of the 10 to $15 million range to make it worthwhile.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're excited next summer to get back up there. It's been a long time, and I know you like the asset. So here's to uranium and to hearing more about your drill plans as they come together.
Thank you very much, Gwen.